So today we are going to tell you guys about what you laughing at? She's already emotional. Today we are going to tell you guys about how we first met. So we met on the first day of school of my junior year and her sophomore year. Our first period was criminal, I think intro to criminal justice, whatever it was called. It was criminal justice class. And I was sitting, it was like we were sitting towards like the middle of the class, I guess how the desks were sitting or whatever. And I was sitting directly behind her. And she hadn't turned around, so I didn't really
I'm just listening.
I didn't really get to, see her face. I just saw like the back of her head. And this is of course before she had natural hair, so it was all perm and all that good stuff. But the teacher, she ended up, I guess, pairing the class off into different groups. I can't remember what we were doing for the first day of school. But I do remember that we were paired off for like some kind of bell work or whatever. And and
this is about to be how we broke up.
And I just remember her turning around and I was just like, dang, she fine, like shoot. But she was acting all shy, like she didn't want to work with me or nothing.
I was trying to focus on answering the questions because I've always been a straight A student, so I guess I was just used to working with dumb guys, and the fact that he was kind of like all involved in the questions and in the work, I kind of like step back and let him do all the talking.
I just recall, I don't know if that was the same day or the same week or whatever. One of like the other classmates, she was saying I was ashy.
She was firing him up. Everybody else was laughing. I was laughing like to myself, but I kind of felt bad for him. Like, oh.
I mean, I was ashy. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I remember all that was like ashy. I think I took a shower that morning. I like just didn't put on clothes.
Just ashy.
I mean, I put on lotion, and I was like ashy all up on my elbows. It was my fault. I mean, I didn't really get mad at it because.
Okay, get over your ash.
I didn't. Whatever. Anyway, I was ashy in the store. Anyway, so between then and later on, I think you ended up like changing classes at some point.
I was moved out of the class, so we no longer had a class together. But yeah, you said you were thinking something like when I moved classes. But
oh yeah, when you moved classes, I was kind of like upset because I didn't really get a chance to like holler at you like how I wanted to. And so I was kind of messed up about that. But the thing was, the school, our high school, they like were notorious for messing up everybody's schedule. So I was actually supposed to be, was it Spanish too? I don't know if it was honors or what.
Yeah, it was honors.
It was honors Spanish too. And I was supposed to be in honors Spanish too, but they messed up my schedule some kind of way. But I ended up getting it fixed probably like that next week or later on that first week. And so I ended up getting on the Spanish class with this one. So we ended up having the same class again. And so that was kind of like my opportunity to, I guess, holler at Kiera in the most respectable sense. So at that point, I think, and I'm going to date myself, but I think I added her on MySpace, or you added me one way or the other. I think I added you for some reason.
What you mean for some reason?
No, I'm thinking that I
was feeling your girl.
No. Yes, I was feeling your girl, but I'm saying I was trying to think either I added you or you. Whatever. We added each other on MySpace. I remember her profile picture. She had like a little, what are these called? The little things she had? Braids or something. Some kind of cornrows right here.
Yeah.
And like the back was like laid down. And like she had her dog like in her hand looking all fine. Had the little eyes like this looking good and all that stuff.
So we were talking on MySpace, and I don't know. It's like I got so excited just talking to him, and I had braces at the time, and I was about to get ready and go. I had a dentist appointment, and I gave this guy my number, and I just said, "No, I'm about to go. You can text me." To this day, I hate that I did that.
I didn't ask for the digits. She just gave them to me.
Okay.
You know.
I feel like he should have worked for them. But the way I think of it is to make myself feel better. You know, I was pimping like this. I was just like, you know, here got my number. Make sure you call me. Had that you know what I'm saying?
Whatever. Whatever. You gave me your number. So if anything.
So that means I had control from the jump. Here go my number. You call me.
Okay. Okay, anyway. So we did end up texting, talking on the phone for probably a couple days, probably like a week or two. And then at some point, what was it? We were going, was it lunch or something? Before lunch?
I think it was after lunch. Probably before. It don't matter.
Okay. Well, there was like a day where one of my friends, I think I was walking into the classroom, and I think I gave you a hug or something. Mm-hmm. Yes. We had like a friendly.
It was an innocent hug.
It was a friendly hug, nothing too, intimate or anything like that. And I gave her a hug, and then one of my friends was like, "Y'all still ain't together?" And I was like, "That's what I'm trying to say," And
I was sitting there like, I mean, I guess not. I didn't say that though. I was kind of like, just smiled and looked like this.
Because at that time, well, really that summer before, I had just got out of a relationship, and I wasn't really looking to date anyone at all. Like, I was just trying to be, that dude just talking to like 4, 5, 6 girls. I mean, this is how it was in high school.
I had experienced some stuff too. So I didn't plan on talking to anybody as well.
So it was kind of like fate that kind of like brought us together in that sense, because we both weren't really looking for anything. But on the first day of school, we get paired together. That's like a once in a lifetime kind of thing. And then like shortly after that whole conversation between us and my friend's comment, it was I forget what day it was, but either way, I was walking to school, walking up to school, and I got a text message from her saying, what are we? Do you see me as a sister, somebody you would talk to, somebody you would date? Because at that time period, I was flirting, but I wasn't like showing any kind of intentions. I wasn't really trying to like say, I want you to be my girlfriend or anything like that. It was just talking, texting like normal people. And so I was kind of put on the spot, because I wasn't trying to move that fast, but then again, I kind of was, because I liked her a lot. But what?
I'm not trying to move that fast. Like, I'm just.
No, I'm just saying I went
aggressive.
No, I mean, I liked you and I saw myself with you, but I wasn't sure what you would think, if I was like be my girlfriend. I didn't know you like that back then. But since you asked me, what did I say?
So you didn't know me like that, but you was like, yeah, I see you as a girlfriend.
I mean, let me rephrase it. Yeah. I didn't want to rush into it. I don't want to be the one that rushed into it and you look at me crazy like, oh, he just trying to date me so quickly. I didn't want to do that. I was trying to work my way in there, because it was only like 3 weeks since we've been talking. You know what I'm saying?
It's just so cute watching you. It's just so cute.
Embracing it all. This stroll down memory lane.
That, and I just picked my wedding dress. Okay. We're going on a trip and
okay, I'm done.
Before we got together, I remember talking to my mom about him, which was a first. That's how I should have known that it would be a good thing, because normally in high school, like you sneak around and do stuff and talk to people and sneak on the phone and meet up with your friends and say, yeah. But I didn't have to do that. Like before me and him got together, I talked to my mother about him. And it was like the first time that I was able to just be open with her, and she was like involved, you know, in the process and where my mind was before we even got together. And I remember talking to one of my friends too, actually a few of my friends, and I was just like, I don't plan on getting a relationship, but in the midst of us talking, it just felt so right. That water look good.
It is good.
Well, at 15, prior to then, I had experienced some stuff. Like he said, he had just got over a breakup. But like I just remember praying about it, you know, praying that pretty much everything that I prayed about. So it was kind of creepy texting him, because as we were texting, like his interest and
I was an angel sent from heaven.
Like his interest, and I was just like, this is so weird. You know how you pray for something and then you get it and you be like, dang, you heard me. Like that's kind of like how it was. So it was kind of creepy. It was creepy, but it's my boo.
So we ended up starting to date September 2nd, 2008, and you know, I just remember that same day we had our first kiss, and it was right before, what was it, 5th period, 6th period? It was 6th period.
Yeah, so right before the end of the day.
Yeah, right before the end of the day, and it was like a normal kiss. It wasn't like tongue down, rated R type of stuff. But it was like a very, very warm kiss, you know. It was like,
oh my gosh.
I'm gonna make her cry. It was
no, I'm embarrassed. Just go.
Anyway,
describe the kiss.
Anyway, it was a good kiss, y'all. It was very good.
It was appropriate.
It was an appropriate kiss, but at the same time, it's like when you know when you kiss someone that you just know it feels right. That's kind of how it was, because when I got to class, I was just on cloud 9.
I was too.
I was so happy. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing. It didn't matter what happened later. I mean, earlier on that day, it was just.
It's like, you know how like with the, what do you call it? The white mist.
Fog?
Yeah, the fog. Like, after the kiss, I just imagined the fog. It was kind of like I was floating. Oh my gosh. We just kissed. I kind of was in class like, it was in class like it was just so sweet. I still remember the place. It was right by the lockers.
Right by the lockers, by my class.
Yep.
So we were dating throughout that entire year. Had a
of 2008.
2008 and 2009. Well, most of 2009. Had our first date that January to go see the first Taken.
And this was like my first date. You know how I said
too.
Normally like you have to sneak around like, my mom going to the movies with such and such. You go to the movies with that person, but you just meet other people there.
Yeah, I picked her up. Like,
yeah, my mama had me get ready. It was like she had me get ready for our first Valentine's Day. Like I remember what I had on. Like I had on like a little bougie fur pink coat, and
you did have on the pink coat.
I gave him like a CD with a whole bunch of love.
And it's still in my car.
That made me think about him.
I got the CD in my car to this day. I started bumping it recently a lot more. But yeah, our first date was to see Taken. I didn't have a job all of high school, so again, my dad paid for pretty much all of our high school dates. My dad paid for.
He invested in us.
He invested well in the relationship, and we're still here almost 7 years later. So shout out to my dad. But yeah, we ended up dating a lot. We're going on dates throughout like that whole springtime. And then in the summer, that July, we had a bit of a hiccup. It was a small hiccup in our relationship. We had like a couple days apart. But we got back together 2 days apart. But we got back to together later on after those days. My senior year in high school,
we took a hiatus.
We took about a month and a half hiatus from each other just to figure some things out. Really for both of us, because one, that breakup allowed me time to, you know, reflect and think back on what kind of woman did I want to date. Because I had never, that was my longest relationship. I was with almost a year.
It was.
Yeah, just about a year. And I had never been in a relationship that serious or of that length ever before. So it was new for me. Like, love was just new in general. Like, this is the first and only person I've been in love with in terms of relationship. Like, so that was like new for me. And like, being broken up from someone that you love for the first time in your life, like that, it confuses you. You know, I was very upset. I was very mad. You know, I was telling all my friends, like, you know, cussing up a storm, like, what's going on? Like, why is she doing this to me? Like, I'm not getting mad all over again. But yeah, I was just upset and confused because, you know, I thought that I was, you know, the ideal guy. You know, I wasn't the type of guy that cheated on a girl. I was always respectful to her mom, her dad, sisters. I was smart, on track to college, all this good stuff, nothing crazy. And I was like, you know, why is she breaking up with me? You know, I couldn't really understand why she was breaking up with me. But after some time, I saw why, you know, because like how I had my feelings, you know, of first love, it was kind of the same thing for her. So I think I realized it like probably that November, and I kind of like, you know, slid away for a second to, you know, let her, you know, do her thing. And it was, you know, it was actually a growing process for me, a good growing process for me, looking back at it.
And it wasn't like it actually helped our relationship, us taking that break, because it gave me the opportunity to get some clarity and closure with previous things. So going back into the relationship, I was able to be like 110%, 120%. But with that, because we broke up, and I let him know, if this doesn't work out, I won't bother you, because I didn't want to be one of those people that we break up and then when the grass isn't greener, you come back like, oh, okay, do you want to be with me? Like, I didn't want that, because that's messed up to me. But he took it upon himself to woo.
To swoop in. So, okay, I'll talk about this. So, I was looking on Facebook and I saw Kira post a status. You okay? Can I continue? Or are you good?
No, I have something good.
So I was on Facebook that November, and I saw Kira post a status with a like sad face or whatever, and I took it upon myself to, you know, text her and say, you know, what's wrong. And I think you mentioned like you wanted to go see what was it, New Moon, the Twilight movie.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, it was New Moon, and so I took it upon myself, you know, I wasn't feeling good that day. I actually had a headache, and I was just gonna lay in bed all day and just chill. But I was like, okay, I'll take you. And then I remember just a smiley face, and I was like, oh shoot, this is my chance to, you know, swoop in and, you know, woo her back, you know, so we can maybe get back together. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
He was scheming.
I was scheming. I ain't gonna lie.
I thought he was taking me to the movies to just be a good friend. Like, that's what I thought, because I was sad, I was disappointed and discouraged. I thought he was just being a good friend to me, but apparently,
you know why I'm here.
That's why you can't be friends with dudes.
You know why I'm here. So anyway, I threw on clothes and I ended up picking her up and we went to go see New Moon. I didn't really care about the movie. I was just caring about being there for her because she was feeling sad. I didn't really care about anything or anyone else at the time. I was just like, hey, I'm at the movies with my finna be boo again. And I'm finna milk this till the cow is dry. And so later on afterwards, I think he wanted some Pizza Hut. So he went to Pizza Hut. I got her a Pizza Hut because she was a Pizza Hut avid. Is it avid? Avid. Why is that avid? Avid. She loved Pizza Hut, and so I ended up buying her pizza and bought her favorite drink, Mountain Dew. And at that point, I was like, yeah, I know I'm finna get back with Kiera. Like, I just took her on a date, then bought her pizza.
It wasn't a date.
Mountain Dew. It was a date.
No, it wasn't.
To me, it was a date. It might have been a date to you, but it was a date to me. It was the beginning of getting back with you.
Ooh, you used me.
I didn't use you.
What do you call it? I thought you were just being a good friend.
I was being a good friend, and I was being a better boyfriend. Anyway, so before then, like during that time period we weren't together, we weren't really talking. Like she was trying to ignore me, so I was trying to ignore her.
That's because I didn't want to string him along. Go.
That's fine, but you was ignoring me, and so I was like, okay, whatever. But then, you know, after that day, we started to talk a bit more. We actually worked together in one of our classes after that, and somebody took a picture of us, like a sign of things to come or whatever. And so, what?
Scheming.
If you want to call it scheming, that's fine. I call it being a good man and being in love and taking care of business since nobody else want to take care of business. So. I don't care. I ain't throwing shade, but if you under the tree, then stay on the tree. Anyway.
Oh God. You are funny.
Anyway, so we were talking after that, and then of course we were flirting in between November and December, and then on December, I actually took her home. We drove her home, and we got back together on December 10th, and since then we haven't been broken up. So.
December 10th, 2009.
Yep, December 10th, 2009. So from that day till present day and beyond, we have been together.
You've been getting on my nerves. Ooh.
Getting on how I'm getting on your nerves?
You've been getting on my nerves since December 10th, 2009.
You still here?
I'm about to change my mind. Get away from me.
Oh.
Yeah. But we still go with September 2nd, 2008 because it's pretty normal. People have on and off relationships. We broke up one weekend, got back together, and we broke up for a month and a few days, and got back together. So 2008, we've been at it since then.
Yep.
And now we're about to begin a new journey on September 3rd, 2016.
Finna get married in this joint. Where they at though? Where they at though?
We're still growing.
Yeah, we're still growing. We're still learning a lot about each other, and that's the most important thing in relationships is keeping an open mind and not being stuck in your ways and willing to change and willing to grow and willing to grow together. That's the most important thing about a relationship. It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
So make sure that you're giving 100%. Make sure that your significant other is giving 100%. And you will have a great relationship, I promise.
Thank you guys for watching How We Met. Stay tuned for our wedding videos because we will be hiring a videographer, so you'll be able to see all of the cool footage, whether that's the ceremony, the before, the reception. So stay tuned because this story does not end. When we have children, when we do big things in our lives, it's gonna be awesome. Shout out to you for watching. Make sure you like the video, leave us a comment. If you just want to leave us some words of wisdom, make sure you share it.
And subscribe to our channel. We have, like, as of today, we have 41 subscribers. So shout out to y'all. We want to get to 50 by the end of August. So share, you know, put it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you got to do. Just get the word out there, okay?
Hashtag Young Savage Love.
Hashtag Savage Diaries.
Boom.
Alright, peace. How much you love me?
I love you.
I love you too.